Welcome to this series where we perform hands-on exercises with OpenAI and Python. This is part 2 of a two-part series on fine-tuning a GPT model. In the last video, we prepared our data and uploaded to OpenAI servers. In this video, we start the fine-tuning process and test it once done. Here we will follow these steps. 1. We collect the training and evaluation data file IDs. 2. We create and start the fine-tuning job with those IDs. 3. We watch the fine-tuning events using the API. 4. Collect the newly fine-tuned model. 5. Test the new model with a question and answer based check system. Let's get started. All right, so here we start our fine-tuning job. At the beginning, we create our client with OpenAI, and then make this API call, client.finetuning.jobs.create. As the first two arguments, we pass our training file and validation file IDs that we just created here. There's the training file ID and the eval file ID. We just uploaded them in the last video. And then the last argument would be the model name. We're using GPT 3.5 Turbo. With that, we're going to display the response. So let me run it. All right. So here is the object, and it looks kind of messy. So let's find the job ID, which is very important. So this is the job ID from here. And the API gives us some utility functions like this one. We have a bunch of jobs running. We get to see it using this. And as you can see, it has more than one because I used a few and I limited it by 10. But then we have a better one here. We're passing this current job ID and retrieve our current job information with this one. And this object also looks kind of messy, so I organized them a little bit so that we can see the details, like the job ID, the status is currently running, and the training tokens is not yet sure, and model is not yet created. Here we have some more display functions. Also, this is the one you can use to cancel the job, and this is the one you can use to delete the newly created model. I'm just going to disable that because I don't need these. So here, I'm just sending the current job ID to see all the events that are running through right now. And then I'm going to be collecting the data from the event object and put it in this events. And since they put last one at the top, so I'm reversing it so that we can see the events in a chronological order. So I'm running it. All right, look at that. It is still going on. And this is the fine-tuning job ID. And it's validating the training with our validation file and moving job to a queue, because when there are a lot of jobs out there, so they just put it in a queue. And ours actually just got started. And these are the steps going on. Sometimes it takes, almost an hour or more, depending on how much data you're passing through. But let's see, I'm going to keep running it and see if I have more, because once it is done, it's going to give us the new model and tell us that it is successful. So I'm going to keep running it until it's done, and I'll come right back. All right, look at that. The job has successfully completed. And remember, when we stopped, it was job 71, and after that, it went up to 291. And this is the event list that we have been tracking. And this is our newly fine-tuned model. They will also email you the same model name once the fine-tuning job is done. So now that we have created our brand new fine-tuned model, it is time for us to test it. And we will do that next. All right, we are ready to test our newly fine-tuned model, which is this guy right here. Here I created a method saying test new model, which actually takes the user prompt. And then I take that user prompt and use this client.chat.completion.create. This is the API method. And here as an argument, I'm using model, this new model, this guy exactly. And as message, as a system role, I'm just telling it, hey, you're a helpful sales support person for a music band. That's it. And then as the user content, a prompt variable that we receive right here. And then whatever response we get, we print out response.choices, first item.message.content. That's where our text message really is. And I did it this way so that I can create this kind of a chat system, sort of like calling the same method with different prompts over and over. So let's start here with what is your band name? Let's see what it says. All right, so it says Cyber Sanity was chosen as our brand name, blah, 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 blah. So if we go back to the data, we can actually see this is the answer I provided in my fine-tuning data. The name of our rock music band is Cyber Sanity. So, okay, that got correct. Next, we ask, what is our current album name? All right, so it just gave us the current album name as Moose's AI Ballads. So let's go check. Yes, it's correct. That's great. Let's go to the next. Now let's ask, how many songs does this album has? All right, so we have 10 songs in the album. Let's check. The album has 10 songs. Great, great. Now let's find out what's the cost of this album. All right, so it says our current album price is $19.95, a great deal for the quality content you'll be getting. Pretty nice. A nice help desk response, right? So let's verify. Yep, the album cost is $19.95. Now let's get deeper. What is the name of the first song of the album? And that's bullshit. That's false completely. And then let's go with the what is the third song about? I mean, all this information I actually explicitly gave it, right? And now let's see. It's about finding peace, acceptance in challenging situations, and that is also a lie. That is not correct. And let's just give it a last question and get it over with. Oh, that's correct. Yes, the album is available in vinyl. So that I know for sure that's correct. So basically, I have done some more extensive testing on this. This is my verdict. I mean, fine-tuning actually doesn't work. At least, I mean, I think so in my testing. I used a limited amount of data, but I don't know when you use like stacks and stacks of data. I don't know what happens because you can actually upload up to 1 gigabyte of text data. So that's like almost more than encyclopedia, right? So I'm not sure what's going to happen then. But at this point, for smaller perspective, all my testing indicates that this fine-tuning by OpenAI is just nothing but a scam. I'll be much better off using a RAG-based system. And with that, I conclude the part 2 of this series where we fine-tuned a GPT model.